Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating and frankly totally unexpected link between the neurobiology of human error detection and how entire enterprise networks either fail or succeed as they scale up. Usually, we think of corporate governance as, just a structural or administrative thing. But today, we're diving into the literal biological limits of the human brain and how those microscopic limits actually dictate massive, macro-level business outcomes. So why do perfectly good systems break the moment they scale? Let's get right into it. You've likely seen this happen, or maybe you've even lived through it. You've got this amazing product, a highly optimized service, and everything is just humming along perfectly. But the second you start expanding, bam, it suddenly falls apart. Well, we're going to explore exactly why that happens. And spoiler alert, it isn't just about bad management. It's deeply rooted, both biologically and organizationally, in how we actually handle growth. The core problem here is something experts call standards decay. Basically, when you decentralize operations to grow, it almost always leads to these unmonitored deviations from your master policies. People start cutting corners. And what does that mean for the business? Well, it triggers failed system parameters, severe customer churn, and a massive, rapid erosion of your net margins. You completely lose that tight grip you had when the company was smaller. But to truly fix this, we have to look a lot deeper than just shuffling around the organizational chart. Which brings us to Section 1, Brains on Error Detection. To understand this massive business failure, we actually need to zoom all the way in, like literally into the micro level of the human executive brain. Because at the end of the day, your enterprise is powered by human beings who are making thousands of micro decisions every single hour. Just take a look at the literal millisecond timeline of a mistake playing out. Human executive performance relies heavily on the medial frontal region and the anterior cingulate cortex, which is basically your brain's decision-making hub. Look at this timeline. At 0 milliseconds, an incorrect choice is made. Boom, mistake happens. Just 50 to 100 milliseconds later, your brain generates a negative electrical potential called error-related negativity, or ERN. This is completely subconscious. It's a rapid internal alarm bell signaling that you messed up. Then, 200 to 500 milliseconds later, we get the error positivity, or P signal. This is the moment you actually become consciously aware of the error, which prompts you to take remedial action, like slowing down, a reaction neuroscientists call post-error slowing. And this brilliantly illustrates our main biological limitation. Because here's the crazy part. These internal microscopic error-catching signals, they aren't fixed. They're actually highly malleable, and it depends entirely on the environment your enterprise creates for its workers. That's right, your corporate culture is literally rewiring how your employees' brains detect their own mistakes. That leads us right into Section 2, Speed versus Absolute Precision. The crucial takeaway here is how aggressive corporate scaling directly degrades this super fragile neural architecture. When we push hard for growth, we change the environment. And by changing the environment, we inadvertently handicap the brain's ability to monitor its own performance. The data contrasting these two approaches is literally the heart of the issue. When an enterprise aggressively prioritizes speed over precision, the human brain actually drops its ERN amplitude. Really think about the gravity of that for a second. Because that ERN signal weakens, mistakes pass completely undetected beneath the conscious threshold. Your people aren't willfully ignoring errors. They literally do not consciously register that they're making them. On the flip side, when strict operational accuracy is the priority, error awareness and remedial alignment spike dramatically. Your people catch their mistakes before they turn into systemic failures. Moving on to Section 3, Escaping the Ticking Box Trap. Let's see how this biological reality translates into our organizational strategy. Because if we know for a fact that humans biologically miss errors when they're rushed, it means our internal compliance monitoring absolutely has to adapt. We can't just rely on human vigilance when our operational speed is actively shutting that vigilance down. And that brings us to a massive pitfall. High-growth firms frequently get caught in what's known as the ticking box trap. This is where you treat quality assurance and compliance like some ad hoc periodic fire drill. That total panic mode right before an external audit. But as we just learned from the neuroscience, errors are happening continuously and subconsciously. So treating quality assurance as a rare, stressful event, rather than weaving a continuous, silent governance framework right into your daily workflows, is basically a recipe for catastrophic standards decay. Let's talk solutions in Section 4, Building Continuous Governance. Since our brains literally miss errors under pressure, the enterprise itself has to build external systems to catch them. We need to implement a robust, systematic compliance operations framework that just runs silently in the background all the time. This four-step sequence maps out exactly how you build that kind of resilience. Step 1 is baselining. You have to explicitly map out your delivery standards. Step 2 is gap identification. This is using actual data to track where day-to-day execution is drifting away from that baseline. Step 3 is absolutely vital: integration. You've got to hard code these procedures into your software so human workers simply cannot skip steps. You are literally bypassing the biological flaw by forcing the system to enforce the standard. And finally, step 4 is accountability, assigning crystal clear ownership of compliance metrics at every single level of the org. Which brings us to section 5, reducing reputational fallout. If you fail to enforce this uniform operational conduct across your decentralized delivery model, the structural vulnerabilities become absolutely devastating. We aren't just talking about a temporary dip in quality here. The fallout of unmonitored standards decay goes way, way beyond some basic regulatory penalties or a slap on the wrist. When you try to scale without continuous governance, you experience severe line loss. Just look at these impacts: a massive drop in consumer trust, lost client loyalty, huge customer churn, escalated litigation expenses, and a really severe drop in team morale. Your workforce actively suffers when the system is broken. This kind of decay will destroy your brand equity from the inside out. So what's the ultimate fix for all of this? Winning in the long term relies entirely on building what we call a highly disciplined truth machine. This is a single, centralized repository that houses all of your risk metrics, your verification artifacts, and your performance data. By treating brand governance as a strict risk discipline and using automated tracking systems, your enterprise can actually scale its network nodes with confidence. This truth machine guarantees that your product flow and your client-facing execution remain completely identical to the master blueprint, no matter how ridiculously fast you grow. Knowing that aggressive speed literally shuts off human error detection at a neurological level, I want to leave you with this final, critical thought about the true resilience of your own organizational architecture. Take a hard look at your workflows, look at your software, look at your culture. Are you inadvertently, artificially suppressing your team's ability to see their own mistakes? Basically, is your enterprise built to catch errors, or is it designed to ignore them? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning the systems around you, and I'll see you next time.